Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack complex topics and really get you the insights that matter. Today, we are diving into the asset management industry. Now, this is a sector that's had, a really good decade of growth, but now it's facing some serious economic headwinds. We're seeing pretty intense margin compression. Think a 3 percentage point drop in North America and even more, 5 percentage points in Europe just since 2019. It's definitely a tough environment. Okay, so here's the puzzle, right? Despite all this pressure, tech investment in asset management has actually surged. We're talking a solid 8.9% compound annual growth rate over the last 5 years. But, and this is the weird part, there's been very little connection, like almost no correlation between all that spending and actual improvements in productivity. It feels like pouring loads of resources into something vital, but the returns, they're just not showing up. This technology paradox, that's the core problem we're going to tackle for you in this deep dive.
Yeah, what's really striking, I think, is that technology has always been seen as this lever, right, for transformation. But its recent importance, it just hasn't translated into the ROI asset managers expected. Yeah. So that brings up a big question. What's the disconnect? What's actually going on here? Our deep dive today is going to show that artificial intelligence, and that includes generative AI, Gen AI, and also agentic AI, it isn't just another tech tool to bolt on. We really think it's a transformative force, something that can fundamentally reshape the industry's economics and maybe finally unlock that productivity boost everyone's been looking for.
And to help us navigate all this, we've got insights from a pretty comprehensive report by McKinsey & Company. It's basically hot off the presses, published July 2025. So in this deep dive, we'll pull out the most important pieces from their research, give you a clear view of the challenges, AI's massive potential, and really crucially, the strategic path forward for asset managers. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start by really digging into the pressures facing asset managers right now. That margin compression we mentioned, it's not just a number on a page. It's really a symptom of these deeper structural problems. Costs have become incredibly, sticky is the word the report uses, stubbornly hard to cut. And at the same time, revenues are unpredictable. This got brutally exposed back in 2022 with that sharp 10% drop in assets under management, AUM. That was driven by, inflation, crazy interest rates, geopolitical instability, the works. Just to give you a concrete example, in North America, costs actually jumped 18% over 5 years, but revenues only up 15%. That's a serious squeeze.
And if you connect that back, that technology paradox is a major reason for this margin shrinking, a primary culprit, really. The lack of clear return on all that tech spending, it mostly comes down to how the budgets are actually used. The research shows something pretty staggering, like 60 to 80% of tech budgets, they're just going to maintain old legacy systems and keep current operations running.
Wow, 60 to 80% just on maintenance.
Exactly. So what that really tells you is that firms aren't just, pouring water into a leaky bucket. The bucket itself is sort of designed to prioritize keeping things as they are, not strategic change. Only a tiny slice, maybe 5 to 10% of the total tech spend, is actually aimed at real firm-wide digital transformation. It's all about maintaining the past, not building the future.
And it's not just budgets, is it? There are these fundamental structural things holding them back too. Loads of firms are dealing with fragmented systems, different parts of the business using software that just doesn't talk to each other. They're often built on outdated tech stacks. Their data is stuck in silos. It makes integration, sharing data incredibly tough.
Right.
And this creates what the report calls a complexity tax. Basically, old tech choices mean more work and more cost later on. It builds up this huge tech debt.
Yeah. Tech debt. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it? Been going on for decades, makes real innovation feel almost impossible sometimes. And that really answers the question of why so many of these one-off tech projects fail to scale up or show a real ROI. It's because they lack that cohesive strategy, either at the domain level or across the whole enterprise. Individual projects, they might look promising on their own, but they often just operate in isolation. They can't really integrate or transform the underlying processes. They end up being, point solutions for what are actually systemic problems. And this really sets the stage for why AI needs a totally different approach. It's not just another bolt-on fix.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, potentially quite exciting, actually. Despite all these big challenges, AI comes along as this timely, maybe unique opportunity. The report calls it a leapfrog opportunity, a chance to finally break out of these stuck-in-place cost structures. And the big number, AI could help an average asset manager cut, get this, 25 to 40% of their total cost base.
Yeah, that's a huge number.
It's massive. That's not a small adjustment. That's fundamentally rethinking how things are done. It's frankly a strategic weapon. Just imagine what a firm could do with those kinds of savings. You could redefine pricing. invest heavily in new growth, seriously upgrade the client experience, you could leave the slower firms way behind.
And what's fascinating is looking at how these savings, these efficiencies break down across different parts of the business. So for client-facing roles, distribution, think about 9% efficiency gain possible there.
Okay, 9%.
Well, through things like truly personalized interactions, but done at scale. Virtual assistants giving instant portfolio insights. Automating onboarding. Sending out customized communications that feel really tailored to each client. Then you look at investment management itself. There, it's an estimated 8% efficiency impact.
Still significant?
Definitely. Think about AI research assistants that can synthesize just vast amounts of information in seconds. Or AI tools helping with portfolio construction, refining strategies, managing risk, all with a much more data-driven approach than before. Then, moving over to risk and compliance. Here we see about 5% efficiency.
Lower, but still valuable in a critical area.
Absolutely. Focus there is on automating that tedious compliance monitoring, detecting anomalies in trades or data, even helping interpret complex, constantly changing regulations much faster and more accurately. And then look at technology and software development itself. The impact there could be up to 20% efficiency improvement. Huge.
20% in tech development. How does that work?
Well, things like AI code copilots, helping developers write and debug code much faster. AI generating documentation automatically, keeping it up to date. Even AI tools for IT service management, handling routine help desk requests on their own, freeing up engineers for the complex stuff.
So, okay, pulling this together, what does this actually mean for you listening? It's really clear AI isn't just about slashing costs, is it?
Not at all.
Some firms are already seeing real benefits beyond just efficiency. They're getting top-line growth, maybe through better client targeting or more optimized portfolios, and they're also getting reduced operational risk. Things like automated compliance checks catch errors, and interestingly, codifying institutional knowledge.
Yeah, that knowledge piece is key. It can stop valuable expertise walking out the door when people leave. So it's optimizing, growing, and de-risking kind of all at the same time. In connecting this back to the bigger picture, if firms really want to unlock AI's full potential, get that significant ROI on their tech investments, they absolutely have to move beyond those isolated small projects we talked about. They need to embrace a really structured, holistic approach. And the report lays out 6 core imperatives, 6 pillars for enabling AI value at scale.
6 pillars. Okay.
Which raises the question, right? What are these pillars exactly, and how do they fit together to make a real strategy?
All right, let's unpack that. Pillar number 1, domain-based transformation. What does that mean? Well, it's about a fundamental shift in thinking. Instead of hundreds of scattered, fragmented AI projects that often just fizzle out, firms need to redesign entire workflows end-to-end within a specific domain, like operations or marketing. And critically, this needs central oversight. So imagine completely rethinking how marketing works powered by AI rather than just, 50 small, unrelated AI marketing tools.
That makes sense. Depth over breadth.
Exactly. There's a great example. A top 30 asset manager. They initially struggled trying to manage hundreds of individual AI use cases. It was chaos. Then they switched strategy, focused on end-to-end transformation of just 4 high-potential areas: operations, marketing, distribution, and investment management. Crucially, with central oversight and clear ROI targets for each. That focused approach made all the difference.
Okay, so that's domain transformation. What's next? Pillar 2 is revamping talent strategies. And this isn't just about going out and hiring expensive AI specialists, though some of that might be needed. It's really about upskilling the people you already have, getting them fluent in AI literacy, basic understanding, training people in data engineering, prompt engineering, how to effectively use these new tools.
Upskilling the current workforce.
Yes. And the potential impact is huge. Another example. A top 10 asset manager rolled out an internal AI chatbot. Simple stuff, daily tasks like translation, summarizing documents. They estimate it'll save an incredible 100,000 hours annually. That frees people up for much higher value work, makes them more versatile.
Wow, 100,000 hours.
Yeah. And interestingly, the report notes it's often the most senior developers and the most junior ones who get the biggest boost from AI tools. Seniors leverage their deep knowledge with the tools. Juniors use AI to help fill skill gaps. It's quite democratic in a way.
Okay, pillar 3, optimizing operating models. This sounds quite strategic. It involves finding the right balance, a smart blend. You need strong central governance from the top, like an executive control tower, setting the direction and the guardrails.
Right, the overall strategy.
Yeah, exactly. But you combine that with decentralized innovation, letting the business units, the teams on the ground, embed AI and scale solutions quickly within their own areas. So imagine a central AI strategy team, setting the vision, sharing best practices, maybe providing core tools. But then the fixed income team or the equity research team, they have the autonomy to rapidly build and deploy AI tools specific to their needs, all within that central framework.
So central guidance, local execution.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And CIOs, chief digital officers, working closely with business leaders, they're central to making this new operating model work.
Okay, that leads to number 4. Maintaining control of technology roadmaps. What's the thinking here?
Well, the leading firms, they understand they need to own their strategic tech direction internally. They don't just outsource everything. They use vendors, sure, but strategically, often for non-core stuff, while keeping the critical capabilities in-house.
So deciding what's core and what's context. Exactly. And a key part of this is adopting what the report calls reusable AI recipes. Think of these as like pre-built standardized AI modules or templates for common tasks in asset management.
Okay. AI recipes. Give me an example.
Sure. So instead of every single team building its own AI model for, say, analyzing sentiment from news articles, the firm develops one standard high-quality recipe for sentiment analysis. It's vetted, optimized, secure. Then any team, whether it's investment research or client comms, can just plug in and use this standard component. It speeds things up, ensures consistency, lowers risk.
That makes a lot of sense. Standardize the building block.
Precisely. A top 10 global player is focusing heavily on these recipes for efficiency. And another example, a top 30 private manager. They're carefully protecting a core layer of their own proprietary data specifically for building their internal proprietary AI, even while using third-party tools on top. Control is key.
Right. Okay, pillar 5, developing data strategies. Data always comes up, doesn't it?
Always critical, especially for AI.
So this means building unified data platforms, getting all the data, structured and unstructured, into one place, or at least making it accessible. Plus robust data governance, making sure it's compliant and well managed.
Yeah, breaking down those silos we talked about earlier.
Exactly. And a crucial element here is using knowledge graphs. Now, what are those? Think of a knowledge graph as like an intelligent map of all your firm's information. Not just data points in isolation, but how everything connects client preferences, market news, trades, regulations, internal research, how it all relates.
Just making the connections explicit.
Yes. And this is vital because asset management runs on huge amounts of disconnected data. A knowledge graph lets an AI instantly see, for instance, how a specific client's risk profile connects to a sudden geopolitical event and what that means for their portfolio holdings.
So it provides context, deep context.
Precisely. Insights a human could probably never synthesize that quickly, or maybe at all. It makes data truly intelligent and unlocks those really advanced AI use cases.
Okay, brings us to the final pillar, number 6. Enabling effective adoption through cultural shifts and change management. This sounds maybe the hardest part.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Technology is one thing. Getting people to use it effectively is another. Successful AI adoption isn't just about rolling out the tech. It requires gradual adaptation, structured support for employees, and what the report calls behavior rewiring, getting people comfortable and proficient with new ways of working.
Behavior rewiring. That sounds intense.
It means serious investment in training, maybe changing incentives, having dedicated teams focused just on driving adoption and managing the change. And critically, you need strong, visible buy-in from leadership. For example, another top 30 firm, they're using sandbox environments, safe spaces, where employees can experiment with AI tools without breaking anything. And they've created a sort of internal data marketplace to make data and tools easier to find and use. It's all about accelerating that adoption and experimentation safely.
And it takes time, right? It's not instant.
Absolutely not. What's really vital to remember here, the report stresses this, is that the real lasting efficiency gains from AI, they might take 6 to 9 months to actually show up after people start using the tools regularly. So it needs sustained effort, patience. You can't just flick a switch and expect transformation overnight. It's a journey.
Okay, so we've walked through the challenges, the AI opportunity, and these 6 pillars for making it happen. Let's pull it all together. What does this really mean for you listening?
Well, it seems clear AI isn't just, the next tech trend. It's a fundamental structural shift. And it demands this holistic transformation across your people, your tech, your data, your leadership, your whole operating model.
Yeah. It's about rewiring the institution, really. Piece by strategic piece, guided by these pillars. And if we connect that to the bigger picture, the choice facing asset manager seems pretty stark, doesn't it? The firms that really invest aggressively across all 6 of these transformation pillars and crucially manage the human change that comes with it, they're the ones likely to emerge as the clear industry leaders.
And the ones that don't, well, they risk being left behind. Still struggling with that same technology paradox, fragmented efforts, disappointing ROI, the problems we started with.
So let's leave you with a final thought to consider. What might it really mean for the entire asset management industry if some firms truly embrace AI as this leapfrog opportunity, fundamentally rewiring themselves, while others hesitate, maybe tinker around the edges, continue struggling with piecemeal implementations and poor returns? The report suggests that underinvesting in even one of these 6 pillars could actually topple the whole stack, undermine the entire effort. Just think about the profound impact that could have on who leads and who falls behind in this incredibly dynamic financial landscape. The future of asset management really seems to hinge on how firms seize this AI moment.